Hey everybody! I'm here today with a driving lesson on holding the steering wheel when turning. In this video, I'll be going over the basics of holding the steering wheel properly when you are turning the car. Whether you are making a right turn, a left turn, a three-point turn, a U-turn, a sharp turn, a wide turn, any kind of turn, these rules will apply. All right, without further ado, let's get right into the video. First, I want to cover how to hold the steering wheel when turning with two hands. So most of the time, you're going to be turning with two hands. Sometimes you'll use one hand, depending on if you're driving a manual car or if you're doing something with your other hand when you're turning. But for the most part, two hands is the way to go because it offers more control. Now, if you are doing a driving test, if you're taking your driving test, just use two hands. Don't even think about using one hand. But I'm talking about practicality, everyday driving. So with two hands, I'll show you and then I'll demonstrate. I'll explain and then I'll demonstrate. So you want your hands to be a good distance apart. You don't want to be making a turn like this. You want them to be a good distance apart. You basically want either hand to be on either side of the 12 o'clock position. So right here is like an imaginary clock. This would be 12 o'clock. You want either hand to be on either side. I can go like, you know, like almost 12 o'clock and then down here. That's still okay. But what you don't want is for both hands to be on one side of the 12 o'clock position. That is not right. You don't want this or this, okay? You can have it like that if you want, or like that, but not like this or like this. And obviously it makes sense why, because, you know, it just doesn't offer a lot of control. You also don't want your hands to remain crossed during the turn. You can cross them to turn the wheel, right? But you don't want to be doing the turn with your hands remaining like this. So if you're in a situation like this, you move them so that they're uncrossed, okay? And then you want a firm but flexible grip. You want to have a firm grip on the wheel so you're not losing control of it, but you still want to have like that flexibility. All right, let's do some turns. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to do a few turns. So as you can see, two hands right here, just like that, okay? I'm just doing some very, very wide turns, not sharp turns. We'll do a sharper turn right here. You can see I'm crossing over, but now my hands are evenly spaced, sort of either one on either side of the 12 o'clock position, and I have a nice firm grip of the steering wheel, okay? We're gonna do a few more turns just like this. We'll make a left sharp long turn just like this, okay? Once again, like that. All right, release the wheel. Now that's like hand over hand steering, but if I was to use like the push-pull method, it would look something like this. Once again, the same rules are applying, so you can use these rules for holding the steering wheel when turning with different steering methods. We're gonna do like a really sharp turn over here, then a really sharp turn over here. As you can see, now I'll try and do a turn where my hands would remain crossed. I'm gonna straighten them out now, okay, as you can see. So let's say I was turning, straighten them out. You don't want your hands to remain crossed for the duration of the turn. It's not a good idea at all, okay? So check this out. Just like that, making all sorts of turns. We'll use a little bit of push-pull technique right there. We'll go ahead, a little bit more of a turn right here, just like this. All right, so I'm gonna stop because I think that the other people that are watching me do this in a parking lot are wondering, why is this guy just doing figure eights all around the parking lot? We'll do one more. Might as well give them a show, right? If they want a show, you might as well give the people what they want to see, as they say. All right, so that is the basics of two-handed steering, like holding the steering wheel when turning with two hands, okay? Now, the other part is going to be one hand. Now, if you are holding the steering wheel with one hand when you are turning, then basically you want to palm the steering wheel. Take your palm, press it against the wheel. You want the wheel to just meet your palm right there, and you can steer like this, okay? Now, the good thing is that you can't cross your hands. If you're only steering with one hand, you can't cross your hands, but you want to have a good grip on the wheel, and you want the wheel to rotate within the palm of your hand. You can see my hand is not turning. It's staying in the same position, but the wheel is rotating in the palm of my hand. Now, be aware, if you do this too frequently, you're gonna your hand's gonna be sore because of the muscle and because the wheel is constantly turning in it. So, you know, this is not like something you should do with every single turn every day that you drive. It's more of an occasional thing, but you will probably have to turn right or left with one hand every once in a while, it's just the way that driving is, okay? We have ideal situations, and then we have what is real life, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's make some turns with one hand. All right, now I personally love steering with one hand because I really feel like I can just grip this wheel, and I feel like I'm connected to the car almost because I never release my hand from the wheel. So as you can see, I'm literally just maneuvering the car throughout the turn like this, doing some figure eights. With one hand. Just as you can see, we'll do a very, very sharp turn, just like that. All right. And you could probably tell I'm more comfortable steering with one hand in a situation like this than with two, because I'm able to drive a little bit faster, right? So you can see that I have a good grip on the wheel, and I'll slow it down a little bit. A good grip on the wheel, and I'm just pressing the palm of my hand against that wheel. And like I said, you know, my triceps are starting to hurt. Obviously, because I'm not as beastly as I used to be back in the day. My triceps aren't as strong. But, you know, it will give you a little bit of discomfort over time. But you can see that, like, my hand is basically in the same spot on the wheel. I'm just turning the wheel constantly. And that's basically it. Now, another quick little bonus tip is to look where you want to go. So essentially, you want to make sure that you are going to look where you want to go. So if you want to go left, you're going to look left. If you want to go right, you're going to look right. And that's going to help you with actually turning the wheel properly, because part of this is knowing how much to turn the wheel, knowing when to stop turning it, and so forth. But that's basically it. If you like this driving lesson, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.